Is it working now? Are we live? Yes, we are. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're about to have a wonderful Hermitcraft stream in the darkness. I don't know why the Minecraft's not showing up. Hold on. I'm gonna make Minecraft show up.
372 cheered Dex 300. By the way,
Nailed
can
it.
I have a salami sandwich from your hype train, or does it not have a restaurant?
Ooh, a salami sandwich. Oh, salami, what a wonderful meat. You know, Etho, if you remember from a stream like maybe a year ago, basically, he went through his whole like salami regiment on how he makes a salami sandwich. Etho's so endearing. His little salami sandwich. So funny. Anyway, let's take a quick... Oh, I forgot about this. My bed was seized by the permit office. Yes. Seized by the permit office. Please find Blackstone permit. Yeah, well, you take a look through my chest monster. Or my chest friend, we call him now. So, I was watching Cub when he went around the server and removed everyone's beds. Now, his chat deemed these beds here to not be a bed, but to be a couch. And I agree. These are couches. You sleep on these, you're going to get a creak in your neck and you're not going to be a happy camper. What is actually a bed, and that he completely forgot, was my actual bed. Good night's sleep in my train car. Nice one, Cub. Apparently Cub hasn't figured out how to traverse the ladder. We still have not figured out why that went from 3D to 2D. Still wondering why that is 2D. Very 2D. Very sad. Very 2D. But welcome to the stream, guys. It's been quite a while since we've been back into wonderful worlds of Hermitcraft. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at that view. Much joy comes from this view. You know, in Hermitcraft, right? So when you look at the broader season of Hermitcraft, there's the start of the season. Everything is kind of new and fresh, and usually the builds are small and complete. And then there's this phase
Unknown
that quickly transitions.
372 cheered Dex 300. Typical Scar has a bed in a deadly area without elytra since there is no ender chest.
There is no ender chest. I have been in a death loop from this build before. Mumbo witnessed it. What was I saying? Oh, the ugly phase of Hermitcraft. That's right. Then you have the ugly phase of Hermitcraft. So, start of the season, usually people try to build a small build that is complete in the first episode, just to give you a feel for what's going to happen in the season for them and their plans and stuff. Then you start your bigger builds, but those bigger builds take a long time. And then you go through the ugly phase of Hermitcraft. But look at this, we're in the pretty phase of Hermitcraft now. Look at it. So wonderful. So wonderful. This is my favorite to see this. This is Yeti, hello. No. There's a flower bandit amongst us. And oh, the passion of 1,000 scars will be brought to their heads.
Salty tipped $5. I recently got an email for availability at my dream internship as an interior design Disney Imagineer, and I'm so mad I didn't apply in time.
No. Oh, you think that? What if we go to Glendale together? We'll knock down the door. We'll knock down the door. And we need you. By the way, we need you as an intern for interior design, because I have a massive rant about interior design at Disney. I need you there. I need you in that job. Well, never let one rejection or a forgotten email get you down. I've known that in life. Sometimes you feel like, I missed something or something didn't happen. It's the end of the world. Nothing will ever happen again. Far from the truth. Far from the truth. Just chin up, chest forward, march.
I hiked a mile without my
Why am I
cane
holding
for the
these?
first time in 2 years. Just wanted to share some good news.
Let's see. I hiked a mile without my cane for the first time in 2 years. Dude, let's freaking go. Ow. I just cricked my neck. I got a lot of pains. Ow. I'm a mess. That's awesome. I'm super happy for you. Hiking, doing that without a cane, dude. Let's go. What good news. Ow. Broken person. Ow. It hurts. Okay. Remind me about my interior Disney rant. I need to go on it, and I need to go on it hard. Ah! Out of here. Okay, back to my regularly scheduled outrage over flowers. There is a bed bandit. Not a bed bandit. A flower bandit amongst us. That's right. There's a flower bandit. Second time this has happened.
The flower bandit may or may not be a goat who may or may not think you are the ore snatcher, but you didn't hear it from me.
It's Doc doing this? It's Doc doing this? Wouldn't picture a Doc within 10 miles of a flower. Doc. Why is he doing this to me? What did I have done? I've assisted Doc numerous times lately for permitting and Popo related things. Unbelievable. 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 He says you're... Okay, is he working down the list? Is this Doc right now? Give me a second. Okay, it's taking longer than I thought. Hold on. Give me a moment. It took way longer than I thought. Okay. Is this Doc right now? Going down the list for the ore snatcher? Just going down. Am I now on the list at this point? No, I'm getting it. Now I'm getting it. He knows I hate flowers, or the rest of the hermits know it. You cannot place unauthorized flowers in my base. This is a crime, and a crime that will be dealt with. I will have my revenge. Look at this. It's just throwing the whole color palette off. Giving all this unwanted color. What am I? No good millennial if I have color in my base? Everything's got to be gray. In a shade of gray. Light grays, dark grays. Oh, gosh. Hey, I designed something in my rivers, by the way. I put little bubbly things. You know, the bubblers? The block from the nether that makes the bubbles go. So I added a bunch of those to it. Why, you may ask? For jumping salmon, of course. I think that Minecraft is missing a great opportunity to add an animation for salmon to jump. Look at, yeah, let's go. It's working. Oh my God, it's working better than I thought. Look at this. We got jumping salmons. Come on, give me another jump. Yes, let's go. Let's go. That came out better than I thought. That was just me too tired to do anything productive. And I'm like, can I make a salmon jump? Oh, I'm so happy about that. What I'm not happy about is this unauthorized flowering. I can't have this. I can't. I won't. I will not accept. I will not accept. Postal blames. I can't even speak. My nose is running. My eyes are watering. I'm losing my mind.
13 tipped $3. Scar. Guess what? Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert to hear you are doing okay, Scar.
Thank you for the Rickroll. I appreciate it. Let's see. Pastel Embrace, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Very much appreciated. And a 10 gifted subscriptions. Very much appreciated. And Bear, thank you for the Prime. Much appreciated. And thank you for the Rickroll. Look at this. Look at this, guys. I can't do it. I can't take the unauthorized flowering. I can't. Everything is manicured. Everything is perfect. Everything is beautiful. And then they come in here with unauthorized colorings. And Minecraft flowers are so bright and obnoxious. It's just too much. I'm glad the Minecraft flowers are going in the right direction. But some of these old flowers still need a little revamp, in my opinion. Ah, got another one. And a wild Yeti, too. Mrs. and Mr. Yeti. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Look at this. Look at this unauthorized flower business. I can't have this. Can't, and I won't. Can't, and I won't. Can't, and I won't. We good? We got it all out of here? We good? I think we're good.
Lanric
Good job.
2002 cheered Dex 300. A true millennial would have that one accent color to the gray. Also reminds me of Dub's living room during his sponsored spot in his first wildlife episode.
I remember that spot. Ah.
Julicinator 3000 tipped $3. Make sure to check the flower beds at the zoo, by the way.
Wait, what's wrong with the flower beds at the zoo? Oh no. No. Those can't get messed with. Everything's good. Everything's good. Okay, good. Everything's good. Now, these are proper color. See? We're going big. We're going playful. We're going fun here at the zoo. Look at these flower beds. Straight out of Roller Coaster Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon. Look at beautiful. See, this is authorized color, guys. This is authorized color. Looking absolutely wonderful. Look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. See, there's a difference between unauthorized in a natural environment versus a manicured garden for flowers. Look at this. It's wonderful. Yes, this is authorized color. That's unauthorized. This is authorized color. We run a tight ship here. We run a tight ship. Okay, I do want to show you guys something. I've been meaning to show it to you, and I keep forgetting. I'm pushing some buttons. Don't worry. I won't break anything. Just wait until you see here. Okay. All right. I'm doing it. I'm doing it live. Oh boy, I'm pushing the wrong button there. Yeah. Where is it? Okay. Good. Next. Oh, jeez. Of course it showed up all big like that. Darn it. Can I run a professional operation around here? Okay. There. There's the new hats. It only took me like 30 minutes to find the image. There it is. So these are the new subscription badges on Twitch. And I want to know in the chat which one's your favorite. So we've got Hawkeye glasses, we got the crown, we got the Popo hat, we got the aviator scar hat, one of my personal favorite skins I've ever had it in Minecraft. We've got the Pirates SMP hat, looking fabulous. We've got the Wizard Scar hat, the Standard Scar hat, the Hawkeye flight helmet, the Zookeeper, the top hat from the Swaggin, the Jelliers from Scarland, and the construction hat from Scarland. And there's another hat on there, but you know, we don't need to talk. We don't need to talk about that one. We don't need to talk about that. It's down in the corner for a reason. It doesn't deserve prominence. So which one's your favorite? I love them all. The jelly? No, Yeti, you don't like the Stitch. Oh, God. The flight helmet? Yeah, isn't that flight helmet cool? I've got like 3 other variations of that. When Epic made these, there was a few different versions, and I'm like, I need all of those. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but we need all of them. They're really cool. Really cool. I'm really happy with them. I think it gives us some fun things to I don't know, look at. I guess. Also a huge fan of that. Anyway, we got to get to work. We got work to do. Let's deposit these flowers. Let's deposit the flowers in the flower bin. Where's my flower bin? Oh, here it is. I'll just throw them in here. It's all right. There we go. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's fine. Okay. So, why's that showing up there like that? There we go. Fixed. Okay. We got to decide what we're going to do today. We got many things to do, but I don't know what to do. So I need your help in deciding what we're going to do. So, one, we could take our breeze. If you remember that debacle of trying to... Look at how better this looks, guys. Look at how much better this all looks. Doesn't this look so much better without the flowers? Anyway. We had this guy. Oh, shoot. No. Don't.
Emnica 2000 tipped $7.46.
Even think about it.
Hey Scar, glad to see you're back. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to say I love your merch. Placed my second order. Thank you and keep being you. Blue heart emoji.
Oh, that's very generous and very nice of you to say. Thank you. Yeah, this merchandise was very special. This is the Celebration of Jelly. Seven did a fantastic job on the artwork, and today is the last day. So until I figure out how to, yeah, I think today's the last day. I'm pretty sure is today the last day? I think today's the last day. How am I supposed to remember things? Anyway, today's the last day. I'm pretty sure. I think it is. It's been a long week. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for the support on it. It's very, very much appreciated. 6 hours remain. Okay. I remember setting up the time now. Okay, I did do that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for the support on it. It's very much appreciated. So yeah, thank you. So we got to decide what we're doing today. Okay, so we can take Mr. Breeze, which is, this is like a hostage situation right now. This is a hostage situation that I don't appreciate or approve of. Well, this is just, I need a photo of this. I actually, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You might make Mr. Creeper blow up. Just want to get a little screenshot because it was funny. Okay. So we could take this guy, right? Mr. Breeze. Mr. Breeze, not Mr. Brawny. And we're going to bring him over to the zoo platform
with Lane Cheered X300
and put him in this tube.
Info for us on Gamers Outreach.
Yes, that is something I want to talk about. Remember, they've got topics: interior design, Gamers Outreach.
Space Raiders 01 Sheared X400. Supporting my favorite creator is a much better use of my money than repairing my wheelchair. Yippee, virtual hug.
No, repair your wheelchair. No, please repair your wheelchair. Please repair your wheelchair. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of your wheelchair. I know what a broken wheelchair feels like. Please take care of it. Please. So we've got, so we can do the Breeze, right? We can put the Breeze in this tank. So we'll get him in just like the Charge Creeper is. Or we can terraform. So we need a poll in the chat if we can. Mods, if possible, can we get a poll? So move the Breeze, which is going to be painful. Or terraform and chill it and talk about interior design. Scar, do you still use your electric wheelchair? Well, I have my my power assist for this chair, which I often don't use day to day. It's just can be such a terraforming. It can be such a cumbersome thing sometimes. I wish it wasn't. I wish it was more intuitive. Dude, you know what? You know, if somebody's out there wanting to be an inventor and they want to do something amazing, create a tie-light wheelchair that has built-in electric motors, and it's like a light, ultra-light wheelchair that is powered instead of all the goofy, gimmicky power assist, power that. Like, man, we just need like an easy-to-use, intuitive power assist that doesn't try to kill you. Max Mobility, the power system that PerMobile does have, that's kind of finicky and wonky. The new controller that makes it a little bit easier to use, apparently is recalled. So we got the recall docs, and apparently somebody's out there breaking their leg, breaking their hip. You know, the things are driving people into the walls. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. So in chat, terraform or mob? That's in the chat. Terraform or mob? So I gotta figure that out. This is oh, it's so mixed. How am I to make a decision? How am I to make a decision with such a mixed response? Ow. It's just a random Jeb in the chat. Just, I would go visit Jeb if another person was on the server like Cub or Grian to pull the trapdoor. I'd 100% go to Exile to see Jeb. But alas, it is too dangerous. I do not want to take the risk.
5,372 cheered X300. You should terraform the mobs.
Oh my gosh, the poll is 51% mob. Terraform is 50. Guys, it's 50%. Guys. Come on. Okay, now it's 51% move the mob. Terraform. Come on, terraformers. You're out there. Oh my god. You guys. Unbelievable. I'm watching this right now. It's at 50%. Guys, it's 50%. The poll in the chat is Terraform 50%, mob vote 50%, 479 votes for Terraform, 479 votes for the... You rapscallions, you. You even nailed it to the single vote. Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable. It's actually pretty good. I'll give it to you guys. I'll give it to you. But you know what this does to a person who can never make a decision in their life. Scar, what's your worst trait in life? I can't make a decision ever. Oh, you guys. I genuinely, that's hilarious. Are you telling me I'm gonna have to be the tie-breaking vote here? Hoffen says the Terraform. Hoffen just finished some of the coolest models ever for the zoo. Hoffen's the deciding vote. We're gonna move the mob in the next stream.
300. We are nothing if not indecisive. What a mood.
Hoffen made the decision. Hoffen just finished some amazing models for the zoo. That's gonna be really cool. One of them's really gonna shake people up. Oh my god, man! When you guys see one of those models, there's gonna be some questions. The zoo's gonna get inspected by the health department. It's so good. It's so good. I am like working on two different projects. Hey, hello. So I'm working on two different projects right now. So I'm working on the first exhibit. Why my eyes water so much? We'll never know. So I'm working on that, and I'm working on the food court. So the food court is where the models are gonna go. And once we go over to the zoo, I'll give you like a quick tour through. So I think that's gonna be really, really cool. So starting on the first exhibit. Oh, scared me. Just saw a big skeleton-y thing. So as I said, working on the first exhibit and the food court. I don't know what episode will come out first, because both of them are very much in like a prototype phase, and that prototype phase is mostly in my head, and I haven't got much blocks on the ground yet. 99% of it is in my brain, which is a scary place to be sure. Yeah, I'm excited. Both of them are very exciting because the food court is something I actually wanted to do for Scarland, but when I thought about it, it didn't really fit the vibe, and so it kind of went into the background, if you will, of my brain parts. So now I can bring it in. So I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm very excited about that, because the designs are very reminiscent how I want to do it to Real Crystal Tycoon.
1500. You could always make everyone happy and terraform with mobs.
Terraform the mobs. That's a good idea. People love the terraform. They love it. They love it. I can't make decisions. I'm not joking. Like, making decisions is, I don't know what it's been lately, but it's been one of the most difficult things for me to do. I think it's because I'm so tired.
300. At least it's in Kerbrain and not the clown train. I mean, not clown train, zoo train, totally not a clown train, right, Scar?
Of course it's not a clown train. Does this train, chat, come on. Everybody, look over here. Does this look anything like a clown would live on this train? Like, look at this. This is like a serious zookeeper train. Like, no clown would step 10 feet in front to... I don't know what those words were that came out of my mouth, but... don't know what those words were, but no clown at all would get within 10 feet of this train. Am I right? Am I right? I'm right. Thank you. Okay. Quick tour of the zoo. So, flower beds on the right and left side. We have the main entrance here, ticket booth to the right-hand side, and then straight in is, of course, the entrance to the zoo. We'll get these turnstiles all set up very soon. And of course, once we're inside, we have the beautiful flower beds. You can see into the Scar National Forest over there. There's the portal. Now on this side right here, we're going to have a gift shop. So I think this will be like a cool building right there. And then on this following side, we're going to have bathrooms. And then over here in the center of the hub, this will be the food court. So we have the fountain. This is still version 1 of the fountain. So version 2 is coming. Now over here, we'll have 2 stalls. So probably a drink stall and a food stall. And then on the other side over here, we'll probably have 2 snack options. So more of like meals on that side, and on this side, more of your snack options. So we'll have the 2 stalls on this side here and there. I'm thinking in this zone here to put picnic benches, maybe something along those lines, picnic benches. Because if I remember right, back in the old days on Roller Coaster Tycoon or Zoo Tycoon, when people ate their meals, it was always like on a park bench, and I was like, we gotta get like a we gotta get a picnic bench there, so you can like put your food down and eat it instead of like hold it on a bench. Never seemed like a good it never seemed like a good way to eat. So yeah, so that's the plans there. I love this view. This view makes me happy right here. Love it. Anyway, let's terraform. So this is what I've been working on. I have been getting rid of the dirt, so you can see the grass in the dirt right there, and replacing it with a little bit of coarse dirt, a little bit of moss, and that's what we've been doing over the course of this entire
300
terraform.
Since we're terraforming, today's train talk. On a railroad, the group that performs landscaping and similar work are called MOW, or maintenance of way. In addition to maintaining track and related groundwork, they also maintain signals, crossings, bridges, tunnels, and many other essential functional and safety duties.
And they would never work on a clown train, you were telling me, Cass. Because that's serious. That's serious trains. Like mine is a serious train. Thank you so much for the bits. I love train facts. Very much appreciated. Can we talk about interior design at Disney? Because this has been a topic that I have wanted to talk about for quite some time. So settle in, get some snacks, guys. Get yourself some snacks, pet your pets. Here we go. One of the things that have been driving me crazy about design at Disney, especially with some of the remodels of the hotels or the shops. Wow, what's going on with Jeb down there? Anyway, is that how I see Disney is how the old Imagineers saw Disney parks, and the parks are basically a movie come to life. So you step in to a themed movie environment. The old Imagineers were, at their core, they were filmmakers. They were set decorators. That's what they were, right? They didn't hire the architects. They didn't hire all those people. They hired people from the movie business to make movies that you could be in. So like Harper Golf and all of the old Imagineers, John Hedge, all these guys, right? Harriet Burns, like all the crazy models Harriet Burns made, like all that stuff, okay? So one thing I've noticed recently when Disney goes in and redesigns shops is they're not theming them, they're decorating them. And I see there's like a separation between the two. Theming is making the area feel alive. So for instance, if you were making a shop, you would make it look like you're walking into a real living, breathing shop in a specific time period or in a specific story. So you would make, desks with clutter and stuff, right? Like if you're theming an office, like there's a little office adjacent to it. Maybe they got a little like a dog bowl. So you're starting to theme and plan it. So if you're in Main Street, right? Turn of the century. So you start like in your brain, you start thinking like, okay, how would a turn of the century shop look? How would a turn of the century shop be operated? How would they interact with the stuff in there, right? And so there was or even a restaurant or something along those lines. So like, for instance, there's a restaurant in Disney World I think it's called Trail's End. And it was very like frontier themed. So you're kind of creating this frontier theme. They redesigned it, and to make it quote unquote frontier themed, they just put a bunch of baskets over the wall. And it was like, how does that make you feel like you're in a frontier environment by just putting decorative baskets on the wall? Instead of having like themed maybe posters or themed stuff on the walls, it's just baskets everywhere. So that's the frustration. So when our viewers said that they were interior design, and that's why I know we probably thinking alike. You know, we're the Minecraft, we're creating themed environments here. Is like when you design those spaces, they should be designed more in the eye of theme rather than just like decorating. Decorating is like putting baskets on the wall. Theming is making you feel like you've entered like a living, breathing space that is also a shop. Like you can do both. You can have both of those two things together. And I see like Disney's kind of like lost that. And that's why I'm so mad you missed the internship, because I know you would. I know you could nail it. I know you could nail that design.
I tipped $3. Hi Scar, just wanted to say that you are super cool. Also hello to my boyfriend who is also watching this stream. I love you less than 3.
Oh, that's cute. I love that. That's really cute. Thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciated, my friend. I remember this is where I learned this from. So back during the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, I don't remember the gentleman's name, distinguished, but they had, this is like the coolest view ever. Look at that. That's so cool. They had a podcast. It was like, I mean, honestly, it's probably one of the first podcasts ever, but it was on Apple, and it was an official Disney podcast, and they often interviewed Imagineers. And one of the Imagineers discussed how he set decorates in the parks, and it always stuck with me. And I've said this before in Minecraft. Like he said this for Tower of Terror, how I decorate the desk, for instance. And he rolls up to the desk, he sits down in it, probably walk, roll, who knows. He sits down and he thinks about how the person who would be working in the boiler room of this old hotel, how would that person think, behave, and organize their desk? And so he starts thinking about, like, I put the coffee mug here. I'm going to put my pens here. I'm going to put a portrait of Lucy, my wife, up here. Like, you know, he just starts thinking in this way of placing. And I think we can do that in Minecraft. And too, like if you're decorating something or creating something in Minecraft, you think a little bit through how this would actually operate, how this actually would be interacted with. And that's different than putting baskets on the wall. That's a different vibe. So that's been a frustration I've had for quite a while, is the decorating versus theming. And now when you're creating something for a theme park, there are challenges, right? You have to think about throughput. You have to think about how guests are going to interact. You have to think about how guests with strollers are going to interact. You have to think about how guests with wheelchairs are going to interact. People of different sizes and all these different things come into play, because it's very complicated to make something like this that fits everybody. But it doesn't mean you have to put baskets on the wall. It doesn't mean you have to put baskets on the wall. You can still do all these things and not have to put baskets on the wall, because they've done it and they know how to do it. They know how to do it. Can I sleep? I am so sleepy. But can we talk about something positive with Disney? Because as I said, I always want to be positive. I always want to be critical of the things that deserve positive in criticism, right? Disney's done a bang-up job lately of fixing old effects that have been long broken and even in some cases long forgotten. For instance, Tower of Terror. Can I sleep? Where's there a monster? There's no monsters up in the air. Apparently there is. I don't know where, but there is. Anyway, in Tower of Terror at Disney World, they fixed an effect that had been broken for like 20 years. It's like, it's the simplest thing ever, but it's incredible. It's like a little drip from the ceiling, and it's like on a little, I can't remember exactly how the effect works, but there's like a little spotlight there. It runs down maybe on a fiber optic cable, maybe. It's such a cool little effect, broken for probably 10-20 years. They fixed it, and I'm like, oh, well done. And a bunch of other effects at Disney World have been fixed. I'm a little less up on Disney World things, but for Disneyland, lots of things have been fixed over there, which is really, really cool. So you got to hand it to them. It's like, hey, somebody there cares, and that's great. Like in Big Thunder Mountain, there's, it's themed towards the Old West, so gold and water and stuff. So they had these little water canals and some different things that operate in the queue. Things have been broken forever. They went in and fixed them all. It was like, oh. There's so many like little things that, I mean, honestly, that like they probably would have just left it. Most people probably wouldn't have even noticed, but they went in and they fixed it. Have they fixed the Yeti? No, they have not fixed the Yeti. So sad. But there's tons of other examples of this, and it is really cool to see them actually taking the time to fix a lot of this stuff. Sadly, a lot of this stuff broke during the pandemic, and then they were kind of cash strapped. They thought they could get away with it. Bobby Paycheck was there. It was a whole thing. So it is. It's nice to see them going in and fixing a lot of these things. The cannons. How could I have forgotten the cannons in Rise of the Resistance? I don't know if they were broken at Disney World, but I know they were broken at Disneyland. They fixed them, and these are like extremely complex things that, honestly, I thought they would keep those broken forever. And they didn't. They went in, they fixed them. Got it. Hats off. I don't have a hat, but if I did, hats off. That's good. That's somebody there cares about show and quality, and that's nice to know. So it's cool. I'm trying to think of what else. There's quite a few effects that have been fixed. I'm drawing a blank on a couple of them, but there's a good number of broken effects, things that have broken in the last few years, and things that have broken long ago that they've fixed. And it's like, good job. So I'm happy about that. Trying to remember a few of the other things, but we'll get back to that. I do want to talk about the Gamers Outreach stream. So very exciting. You guys saw that the Hermitcraft Twitter announced it, and I posted a little something about it. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Hard to keep track of days. That we are doing another charity stream for Gamers Outreach, which is very exciting. It's got some surprises. We wanted to really like go all out for you guys to really have like a fun show to watch. And the Hermits are doing a fantastic job programming this out. It's 2 days. So I don't know how any of us will be alive at the end of that, but we sure are going to try. And it is full of exciting things. I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. So yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. I don't want to spoil too much because we want to kind of like announce things as we go. But I will say we are doing an auction again, and there's some pretty cool thing. There's just pretty cool things that I'm excited about. Things that I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. Things that might chase us around. So yeah, we got some cool stuff coming for the auction. I think you guys are gonna absolutely love. I want to do. I'll spoil. This isn't too much spoil. I think I may have already talked about this. I want to do I want to bring a Scarland art book because I've got quite a few. Oh, Mr. Finnegan. Hold on. Mr. Finnegan, I'm going to let you in. Are you a KDB? I actually can't tell. Oh, it's a KDB. Come here, KDB. Come here, KDB. Come on, come on. Bring KDB in. Yeah. KDB. Oh. Hello. Owie. Me in the stomach. Katie. Not the stomach. Look at KDB. You know, Katie used to be so scared on stream, but look at how nice you are now. The stream used to scare you. Now you're just at home. Look at her. She's just at home now. Oh. Why are you making those weird sounds? Okay. I don't want you to worry too much. You can jump down. All right. Thanks for stopping by. You left half of your body here. You left half your catness. Anyway, that was KDB. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I want to bring one of my Scarland art books, and I want to see if I can get it signed by all the hermits. So get that sent there and get that signed by all the hermits. So I think that'd be really cool. So that's something I want to bring, and I have quite a few other things that I'll... So much cat hair. That I'll get announced in due time. So, very excited. I think you guys are going to have a really, really fun time watching this. There's so many fun little segments that we have planned. Everybody's putting so much effort into it all. So it's really exciting. Let's see. Hermits are going to be on location. Yes. They are. We're in a different location. We're going to be in a... I was really slow on this. I was going to spoil it by doing this. So we are going to be somewhere. So, but we are not announcing that at the moment. So it's very exciting. An underground bunker. Yes, the bunker that the Popo have been trying to build for like a week and a half now. It's still unbuilt. People are messing with our beds, taking our things. So yeah, I'm very excited. I think you guys are gonna have a really fun time watching. It's gonna be fun. And as you guys seen, especially in the announcement post that I posted, you could see that there's 2 new carts from Hermits just arrived at the Arnold Palmer Hospital in Florida. If the Arnold's a hard word to say. Arnold Palmer Hospital does not have an Arnold Palmer machine that dispenses Arnold Palmer drinks, then I don't know what they have planned in that hospital. But it was really cool to see that. And that's along with like hundreds of carts that Hermits have funded.
You should auction off a painting 1 year. You are such a good artist.
I don't know. I'm so self-conscious about my paintings. Oh my god. I'm so self-conscious about my paintings. That would be hard. I don't know. You know what? I have not seen... I've only have 2 of my paintings like out from storage, so I haven't even seen my other ones in a long time. Well, I guess I could kind of look at them right now. A few of them are up here. Let's see. That's my paint. So all these paintings I did. When did I do them? It's anywhere from like 2008 to 2010. All of these paintings were painted. Is my painting phase. This one is out. Obviously it's pixelated because it's in Minecraft, but it's a, you know, an oil painting, whatever. That's, you know, detailed. It's just very pixelated here. Anyway, so that's Lower Yellowstone Falls. I think it's, I always goof up Lower Yosemite. I think it is Lower Yellowstone Falls. This is just a hillside in California where I lived. So you got the oak tree, the rolling fields. The rolling fields are beautiful. Like sometimes you look at them and they just look tan, but if you look closely, you can see so much color. There's probably horrible rattlesnakes in there. That's just, but anyway, so that's my California rolling hills. This of course is Yosemite. Now this one kind of got stretched when it got imported into Minecraft. So Half Dome is a little wonky. It's a little wonky. But that's a snowy scape of Half Dome. And the trees are a little bit crooked because it got stretched to fit that. So the real painting isn't as stretched. And then this was actually painted. This is the other painting that I actually have out. So this is actually, my grandpa gave me a few photos back when I painted this. You know, like I couldn't go anywhere, like I could never go to this place. I could never ever actually go to this place. It is too high elevation. It's too difficult to get to. So he gave me a bunch of his photographs for me to paint, because it's like, if you can't get out there, so if you can't get out there, I'm gonna give you some photos. I'm gonna take your time. You don't need to use them. They're not great. It's like, thank you, Grandpa. I appreciate it. So that's from the Sierra. I forgot where exactly. Most people could probably identify that immediately. I'm just drawing a blank at the moment. But that's one of his photos. So I painted one of his photos, and it was really cool. Do I have any other ones? Oh yeah. This is the first painting I ever painted. It's I forgot the arch. Man, I'm drawing a blank because of course it's on stream and I'm drawing a blank. But is it Moab? Where it has the arch and then the stuff out in the background. I always forget. And that's another interpretation of Lower Yellowstone Falls. That was like my third painting I ever painted, I think. I'm trying to think, do I have any other ones? Oh, this one's cool. That's another one of his from the Sierra. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's another one. So these were the ones he gave me, and the photos, because like I said, if I wanted to go and do plein air painting, it wasn't super easy to go the places to do the things that I wanted. So he was, oh my god, Cub, my bed. So he gave me those things, and it was very nice. So I painted a lot of those. Where's my bed? There's a lot more paintings that are there.
We are always harder on our own art, Scar. I promise your painting and photography are beautiful.
Hey, we just missed it. There we go. Come on. Yeah, I think oh, it's daytime. I think the thing, I'll tell you why I stopped painting. And it wasn't, some people think it was because of YouTube. So like, it wasn't because of YouTube. Even though YouTube started around the time that I stopped painting. My aunt was battling cancer, and I wanted to paint her a picture. And I painted a picture, and it was fine. I got a little like carried away, and I went back and redesigned the trees and absolutely butchered it. It was a full butcher job, and I absolutely ruined the painting that I had. So it was I think it was based on, you know, some kind of, a few different areas of the Northwest, some mountains. There's like a lake down below. The trees were in the foreground, and I absolutely ruined it. And I was so devastated that not joking, I never painted again. And then kind of YouTube took over my brain, and I never went back. And I regret it, like, absolutely. And I will go back to painting again at some point. But yeah, I was so absolutely devastated. I was so upset with myself for ruining that painting. I don't know why. Like, I just, and I took it personally, as Michael Jordan once said. But yeah. Yeah, we'll get back to painting again. I was inspired to paint the way I do from my uncle. My uncle does landscape, like plein air painting, and he is very, 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 very good. Multiple time award-winning painter, and his paintings are so incredible. And I was so inspired by his stuff, because we went to his house. I think they were away, and my other like family member was like watching their house, and we went to see them. and because they kind of like lived on property, so you kind of had to keep an eye on the chickens and the dogs and all the stuff there. And so we went there, and I was just looking at all these paintings, and I'm just like, man, I'd love to do that. My aunt was just like, why don't you? I was, oh, I could never do that. Da 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 da. And I come up with 1,000 excuses.
$5. Hi, Scar.
Hello there.
Hope you're having a good day. Do you like archaeology? It's what I'm studying this year, and if so, what do you think about the Vesuvius project?
I know all about the Vesuvius project. I don't. I'm sorry. You have to tell me. You'll have to tell me. I love archaeology. I remember when I was a kid, there was some big discovery in Egypt, and I remember it was like prime time, and it was like, we found this great thing, and they went through it. I loved it. I was very young when I watched it. I was so intrigued, and like, only just this many months ago, this was buried under the sands. I was like, oh, what else is under the sands? I love archaeology. But as for my aunt telling me that, she was just like, why don't you? And I go, oh, I could never. And I was like, this is what I've tried to paint before. And I did try to paint a few things that just were never working. And she was just like, you just have to study. And I'm like, okay. So I like studied. I really got like very, very obsessed over color, because I really realized this. Actually, my mom told me this when I was struggling a little bit with green, because I kept taking the green tube and just going, and that's not gonna become clipped. I just squished that green tube out, and we're like, no, like, go look outside at the actual greens. Like, go look out there, and you look at the actual greens in nature, and you're like, whoa. You start realizing like the variations of color, and how, you put a little bit of brown color, and then you put a little of this, and you put this, and you mix it together instead of these fluorescent greens. That was such like a huge change when I was working on that. The thing I was working on with my uncle, he would email me tips, and one of them was this very old book. It was a very, 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 very old book written in like and I feel like it was like post World War I, pre World War II, maybe somewhere around then. And it's a book about painting, and it's fantastic. And so I was learning about like tonal range, and how you have the sky being light and the foreground being darker. I was working on all that stuff when I stopped. So, and I learned from a documentary on Pixar that mountains are purple. If you really look at them, you look through the atmospheric haze, you see that mountains are purple in the distance. So, that's my painting days. There we go. I think that's looking good. This is not supposed to be super crazy.
Hopes regarding the Disney X Fortnite project they're working on?
The what? Wait, what was that? What was the Fortnite? Wait, I'm confused. Now I have to know. What was that again? Let's see. Any thoughts and hopes regarding Disney's Fortnite project they're working on? Oh, didn't they announced that a while ago? Have they given an update on that, or is that kind of fallen by the wayside? I don't know. Because they announced that with a lot of fanfare when they didn't have anything else to announce, when they were in their like curmudgeon phase, where they were like, I will not spend a penny on your parks. We will take this money and put it towards our fledgling studio that is not making any money. And they announced that Fortnite thing to get like park fans kind of excited. So yeah, I don't know. Is it still going or not? Disney bought a large portion of Epic Games. I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know. Disney's had such a hard time over the years getting into like video games. They've always made some of the most colossal mistakes when it came to video games, which is such a like a bummer when you look at, what Disney has in terms of its availability of characters and stories and the things that they could create with that. I think Disney wants to see quick return on investments, but the best games we all know are built by either really small teams or by studios that allow the developers to spend time crafting the game. Whereas Disney, I think they're like, oh, well, return on investment, shareholders, quick, fast.
Sang tipped $3. Disney CEO said they would have information to share this year. Personally, I'd rather have Disney Infinity back. XD.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want BMK back. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what they have planned. I don't know. This is one of those things that you're gonna have to show me. You're gonna have to show me. You're gonna have to prove my skepticism wrong, Disney, for this one. An anonymous gifter. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Very much appreciated. Epic Mickey was okay. I bought Epic Mickey on Steam. I've been meaning to play it. Epic Mickey, if you're not familiar, was when it was right around the time that Bob Iger came into CEO-ship, and one of the things that he wanted to do was return the rights of Oswald back to the company. So if you're not familiar, Oswald was Walt Disney's first like big character he designed, but he lost the rights to it, then went on to make Mickey Mouse. And so Oswald lived in, I forgot which studio, for a long time, just in, cold storage. And one of the things that Iger wanted to do back when Iger was doing good things, he bought the rights for that and brought it back. So one of the games they made was Epic Mickey. It's a really, really fantastic game that never got its due. Unfortunately, it was one of those games that kind of got pushed, as I said before, a little bit rushed out the door. It originally was supposed to come with a multiplayer component, and at the last minute it got pulled. Even some of the marketing said multiplayer still. And my brother and I were going to do a co-op like stream together, or we are going to play it together on my channel. And this is like the first year I started YouTube. And we were going to do a whole Epic Mickey series where we played together. And he bought Epic Mickey, I bought Epic Mickey, and this is back when you had to get in the car. You had to get in the car and drive to buy your video games. No days where you could just log on and download your games. No, you had to get in the car. You had to go down. I had to go down to Best Buy. The whole thing. Drove down to Best Buy. We had it. Both of us were ready. Like, he had his microphone set up. I was all set up. And there was only local co-op and no multiplayer. And he was mad. Cobb! He was mad. He's like, oh, I just spent all this money. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I really wanted to play this. And I was so angry I never played it. But I bought it on Steam, and I'm gonna play it when I get some free time. So it'll be fun to actually play this game because it always looked absolutely amazing. And it got great reviews. People loved it. I was just very spiteful that they took away the multiplayer. I gotta say, for when I bought my Switch, and Green was helping me with some games, Green told me, whoa, buy your games. And I was like, why? But I can have these on here and I don't have to deal with the thingies and the sticks and the blowing the dust out of the cartridges. And he goes, nope, you never know when those stores will close or they'll discontinue them or do whatever. You need your physical media. And you know what? I didn't really realize it at the time, but yeah, he was 100% right about that. I think it is really important, if you can, to actually own the physical games that you can. Now, we can't always do that, but if you have the ability to do that, he is right in that. I didn't really think about it at the time. I'm like, hey, you're right. Because the convenience of it really outweighs, I got to get a cartridge and this and that. But when you do think about it, there's a lot of games that have been shut down. Think about the Minecraft story. Do you remember the Minecraft story? Very few probably do, but the Minecraft story just disappeared one day. Just disappeared. I don't think you can play it anymore. They completely deleted that from existence. They completely deleted it. And there's other games like that. There's other games like that. So he was right. He was 100% right. And then I did buy like a few like physical games for it. But I was like, dude, I got the gift card for the store, so I got to use the gift card on the store. This was, I bought the Switch before my surgery in 2022 in January. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have so much time to play this game. Surgery turned out to be far worse than anticipated. There was no time to play games. There was no time to play games. Oh my God. What was I thinking? I'm like, I'm just going to be in my bed. I'm going to be playing my video games. No, I'm going to have a tube down my throat for 4 days. I'm going to be playing my video games. No, your blood sugar is going to crash and they're going to push a 60 milliliter syringe of sugar in you to make you pass out.
300. My little brother was obsessed with Epic Mickey. He would play it to completion several times a week. I joined in once he got Epic Mickey 2. Really whimsical and fun game.
There was a sequel? Or did I mishear you? Did you say there was a sequel? There was.
$5. Hey Scar. This is my first stream and I'm so excited. You and your content have been so comforting to me on high pain days. Thanks for being you less than 3.
Man, I heard that as like high paying days and I'm like, let's go get that back. Oh, I'm sorry. I 100% understand those high paying days. I understand that 100%. So I'm very glad that you can get a little distraction through the videos or streams. So that makes me very happy. Always thinking about you. Always hoping for the best, my friend. Always hoping for the best. Let's see here. Put that across there. Nice. What other fun things? Yeah, I had this long list of things that I wanted to talk about on stream. We talked about basket decorating. What other things were on my list? I know I had a list of things. I had a list. And I was checking it twice, but I didn't actually because I forgot them. Yeah, charity stream. We talked about the charity stream. I'm trying to remember anything else. So remember for the charity stream, it's on the 11th and the 13th of April. Timeline wise, we're looking at about starting around 10 o'clock, I think Pacific time. So around 10 o'clock Pacific time. So the 12th and the 13th of April. So make your mark your calendars. Or is it the 11th? Oh, guys. Oh, shoot. What is it? Bring up my tweet. Hold on. Let me look. If I mess this up, I'm gonna be embarrassed. Ooh, Skids wants to play Repo. Okay, April 12th to the 13th. Okay, so it is the 12th to the 13th. You know what? I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna check on the calendar. I really want to make sure this is correct. Yes, so April the 12th, that's a Saturday, and the 13th is a Sunday. Good. Okay, perfect. Sweet. Rose, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Much appreciated, my friend. Very generous of you. Very appreciative. Yeah, so that's so we'll probably start. We're thinking that is around 10 o'clock Pacific time. So we'll see how that works out. We'll probably have the intro, stuff along those lines. And then that'll go for a number of hours afterwards. So mark your calendars, mark your time. So mark your calendars, mark your time. We'll have like a proper sheet. So I'm actually referring back to my Discord on the dates. So we'll have a proper like breakdown of times for time zones. We'll get that out. So you'll start at whatever Pacific time, and then Central, Eastern, GMT, and then so on as you go down. So we'll have that all up and going probably within a week or so. So that'll be easier for you guys to plan for all your different time zones. There's so many time zones. There's a lot of time zones when you are making something for time zones, and you're like, so many time zones out there. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get that all sorted out. So mark your calendars for that week. It's gonna be really fun. You guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing. So I would like to make sure I get the auction up at least a week before, so people can take a peek, some of the items and stuff like that. The thing that I had planned, there was something I had planned that it was going to be more of a surprise, but I really feel like it needs like hype built up. So I'm going to announce that probably within the week or so, so people can get excited about it, because it's both, you know, something for the auction, and it's going to be something that can be interacted with on stream. So it'll make like a whole segment. So I think, or at least, you know, a small segment. So I think it'll be really cool. So yeah, it's yeah, so it's about a month. So about a month away. Where can I find all the information? We are looking at getting a proper webpage set up, but for now, I'm looking back at my Discord. The 12th and 13th, starting around, we'll give or take around 10 o'clock Pacific time, and it'll probably go until maybe 6 or 7. So it'll go for a number of hours after. Try to think, and that's all the information so far. We have a lot of stuff that we're working on that I don't want to like spoil, and or we're still like getting it prepped. So we don't want to announce something that may or may not happen. So we'll have proper scheduling out probably soon. I'm hoping to have the auction stuff started to be populated by at least a week before the event. So lots of pieces moving. A lot of hermits working on a lot of stuff. So very exciting. And then Gamers Outreach is always wonderful. They're doing a ton of prep in the background, like crazy stuff, big stuff, important stuff. They got like, I don't want to spoil anything. No, nothing right now. Not gonna spoil any more things, because that's what I do best. We had recently a mother mentioned that their kid was able to use a Gamers Outreach cart during one of their therapy sessions, and I was so happy. Like, I get the messages once in a while of parents when they're like, oh my gosh, like, you know, we were having a pretty bad day and they thought this might help, you know, the kid, you know, maybe, you know, have a little bit easier time, and they roll in one of those bad boys and they're like, yeah, let's go. I was like, yeah, let's go. It makes me so happy when I see that. I'm looking for leaves, guys. I don't know where my leaves are. Hey, there's my leaves. This is not a chest monster, guys. This is a chest friend up here. This is a chest friend. Chest friend. Chest friend. You kidding me? It's already nighttime? How is it already nighttime? Oh, by the way, I leave this block here. Get close to your screens. I leave this block here as a remembrance that this used to be a mountain. This block was on the mountain that used to be here. Like, we're standing on what once was a mountain that we had to get rid of. Yeah, I very much enjoy. Oh, speaking of the charity, I forgot. So one last thing for the Gamers Outreach charity. We'll probably announce it maybe on probably around the first day. I have a super cool announcement that I'm making on the stream, so look forward to that. I got a really fun announcement for you guys, and it's something pretty special that I'm really happy about. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun, and it's dark. If we could get to this bed before this area becomes a mob paradise, we'll be solid. Nailed it. You know, we are making progress on this landscape, and it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. There we go. Sweet. Nice. Okay. I do want to mix it. I will come back in here with like rock, so we will get to that. Right now, you're probably thinking that's a lot of green, Scar, a lot of green. That's true. We're going to mix this up a little bit, and we are going to get some of this more color and stuff in here, but just kind of getting like layer by layer installed. So, and yeah, if you guys have any Q&A questions, you always go hashtag Q&A Scar in the chat. I'm trying to remember. There was a few more topics I had on my list to talk about, and I'm drawing a blank. I know I tweeted it at one point. I know I tweeted it at one point. But as we slowly get this here, I'm trying to actually envision where the rocks are going to go. The rock design that we've had is kind of these like a little bit like stone kind of poking up out of the moss. So you can kind of see that. The darker stone, as you can view here, is more along the water's edge. So the water's kind of like darkened it a little bit. Oh, Star Wars. Oh my. Oh, so we're talking about Star Wars, chat. Hey, I did ask for it, you know. I didn't ask for it. Scar, did you watch the Leo and Stitch trailer? Of course I didn't. Who do you think I am? That blue creature has ruined my life so many times. It's unspeakable. It's unspeakable. I do want to talk about Andor. So, Andor's trailer came out. And, you know, I'm going to forgive the silly music. They're doing everything that, guys, they're doing everything they can to try to get viewers these days. So I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to be like, guys, whatever. But the trailer, the actual meat of the trailer, the good stuff, it looked like a good trailer. It looked good. Looked like a lot of action. And I was excited about that. The first season of Andor was good. It was fine. It's good. It was fine. Could have used a little pew pew and a little bit less sitting on a couch talking, but you know, it's fine. This looks like a lot more pew pew, less sitting and having a chit chat, and I'm excited about that. I think there's some cool stuff in that trailer. There's some cool stuff like that. TIE Advanced. It's cool. It's pretty cool. I just got a little excited about that. Got a little excited. So, am I going to watch the Snow White live action? I have never watched a single live action Disney remake, and I don't ever plan to. I think they're cash grabs. It's like what the South Park guys called like member berries. It's like, oh, that actor as this person, and there's no substance to it. It's just like, looky, it's that actor playing that character, and then what else is it? It's just a retelling of an existing story. I've never seen any use in watching any of those. I rather watch the animated series where people are like drawing and designing and stuff. That's my jam. Like just pointing at like an actor being like, they look just like that character. And it's like, yeah. I've never seen one and I don't plan to. But Andor looked good. And I'm like crossing my fingers. I'm like, come on, Disney. Come on, Star Wars. We need a win. Star Wars needs a win, guys. Come on. We're hurting. We're hurting here.
Your tweet from January 29th said Yosemite Firefall, Haunted Mansion, TCG pack opening, Fireflies, and 2025 plans.
Fireflies. Let's talk about Fireflies. I see that in the new Minecraft update they bring Fireflies back, guys. What about the frogs? What about the frogs, guys? Did they think about the frogs? So, I was told the real reason they couldn't get the frog lights to work at one point, and who knows if this was true or not, was that there was a tech issue. There was maybe some, I don't know, there was some reason from a technical standpoint that the Fireflies were not going to work. And they were pushed, but for whatever reason they made it about the frogs getting poisoned or something. So like fast forward, they're back, and did anybody think of the frogs? No, they didn't think about the frogs. I'm glad to see the Fireflies return. I am. I think I can say this aloud. I think he wouldn't mind. B-Dubs has like a great suggestion on how to make the Fireflies so much better. And I wish that I really wish that Mojang would listen to his idea, because the idea that he has would make them so much better. And I don't think even from like a technical standpoint it would be like a huge change. You have to ask him on the specifics of it, but he had such a good observation for those, and I was like, We need him to stream one, and then you can ask him. Let's see what else on there. The firefalls. So in Yosemite, I've never seen this, so I hope I get this right. In Yosemite, my parents and my grandpa used to go to this, but in Yosemite, one of the waterfalls, at a very specific time of the year, like maybe like a February, somewhere around here, the sunset is lined up so that the waterfall kind of goes along here, right? And then the sunset comes in behind that and glows that water orange, so it looks like fire. It looks like the waterfall is now ablaze, and that sunset is illuminating the waterfall to look like it is on fire. So you can see like the spray catching the sunlight, and it's super cool. Honestly, I was told this. I think it's true. Oh, hello there. That they used to actually throw in the olden days. I mean, they got kind of wild in the old days, you know. They used to have like, you know, trained bears at Yosemite at one point, but they used to throw fire down the falls. They got a little wild back then, you know, it got a little crazy. But anyway, this specific thing I'm talking about is actually a natural phenomenon. And a lot of people will line up, right, to get this shot. It's similar in like New York. There's a specific day where the sun will set during in line with a long street, so people get really cool shots like that. I have a very small version of Firefalls, and I have not seen it for like 2 or 3 years because it's either been like raining or cloudy or this or that during the specific 2 weeks that we have our own Firefalls where I live. So if I look at my backyard, there's a real big, thick guy, tree. Like he's a big fella, and in February the light comes down and it shines like this like dark orange stripe across it, and it's like our mini Firefalls in our backyard. And this was the first year we've seen it in like 3 years that it wasn't like cloudy, it wasn't snowing, it wasn't raining at that time, it was clear, and we got to see our own little mini version of the Firefalls, which is really cool. I don't know if that interests anybody. I was very excited about seeing it again because it's been a few years. It's only happened for about 2 weeks where we live, where the light will come through and it'll create this like wild look across the trees. And stuff like this changes, right? You know, somebody builds something, a tree grows, a tree falls, and then it's gone forever. So far we've had this for like 15 years maybe. We've seen this like phenomenon in our backyard. It's really cool. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I got really excited this year to see it because I kind of thought maybe like somebody down the road built a shed blocking it. But no, it came back. It came back. Very exciting. The Minecraft movie in 19 days. It's coming up. It's coming up. I did like the water bucket clutch in the trailer. I was like, that's how you rescue pandas. Little panda rescue, if you will. Little panda rescue attempt. Little panda rescue. We're making progress, guys. We're making progress. If you have any Q&A questions, always go hashtag Q&A Scar. I've seen a lot of the same question about my thoughts on Andor. Like I said, I think the trailer looked good. That TIE Advanced was it's a beautiful specimen. It is. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the TIE Advanced. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. Let's see. Somebody asked when MCC's coming back. Hopefully soon. I'm excited to play. I don't know anything anybody else doesn't know. I'm just hoping it comes back soon. What's my favorite dinner to cook? I love making my parents two things. like it was my own little concoction, a mixture of like burrito, fajita thingamabobs. They're the Scars thingamabobs, and I make the tortillas. I make those fresh. I burn my fingers. Mix all the flour and the doughs and the things. Get that all sorted out, and then make a whole like smorgasbord of stuff to put in them. I really enjoy that. That's fun. But I would maybe say pizza. I've gotten decent at making pizza. I wouldn't say that I'm great, but I feel like they're good. They don't make you feel like, ugh. You know, when you eat a lot of pizza, you kind of go like, ugh. My pizza doesn't make you it doesn't make you go, ugh. It's all made out of like perfect ingredients. None of the nonsense, and it doesn't make you go, ugh, afterwards. So those are probably the two things I would say that I enjoy making the most. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the most. Because sometimes, like, I don't know, you know, you eat stuff and you just feel like just trash afterwards, and then you look at like some of the ingredients and it's like, oh, that's gonna take 10 minutes to read through all that, and then you make it yourself and it's like there's 4 ingredients in it, and then you don't feel as like, ugh. You don't have that ugh feeling. It's like, so that's what my mom always says, like, when you make the pizza, I don't feel like I'm gonna go, ugh. Have I ever tried scrapbooking? I made an album back when I was a kid for like trips to Disneyland. It's kind of fun, but I've never really like gone all out in scrapbooking. Describing pizza perfectly. Yeah, my pizza doesn't make you go. It's very thin, granted. It's very thin. So I've been trying to think of like, you know, I was looking at like the, you know, just different like ingredients on how to make it better. I feel like the crust could be better. I think anything can always be better. I think what it needs a little more fluffiness, I think. And I think I need to cook it slightly less time. But also, I haven't been able to cook anything in a very long time, actually. It's probably was sometime last year that I was able to cook. Unfortunately, like, my health has just not been conducive with doing much lately. And that is such a drag. Like, last night I was up to like another night till like 3 in the morning, like wheezing. Luckily, whole stream so far, I have not coughed one single time, which is fantastic. I use my nebulizer, which does help a lot. So put the mask on, it gets all the air blowing around and all that stuff, and that helps a ton. I did do it yesterday, but by the time I went to bed, it must have been wearing off or something. So that's a bummer. I've been waiting. I think at the start of, it was around October that I think I had like a significant noticeable decline in my health, and especially energy. And then this kind of like cough, wheeze kind of kicked in. Went to the doctor. You know, I tried to do what I was told. Went to the doctor. They did a pulmonary function test. They found the usual suspects. The doctor who read it obviously didn't know like my case. It was just a doctor reading results. And they're like, signs of neuromuscular disease. And I was like, no, Sherlock. But like, we got a Captain Sherlock over here. But then it did say that there was like like an unknown like obstruction of some kind. There was like an obstruction which was new, that wasn't something that was on my previous test, if you will. So they were like, okay, all right, let's get you into the pulmonologist straight away. Urgent appointment. I did that. I completed the pulmonology or the pulmonary function test in January. Like early January, like in the first week of January. I'm still a month out from that appointment. I'm still a month out. I've been waiting patiently. Still waiting. I am still waiting. There's been a couple times where I've been like borderline, like I couldn't stop coughing, and I was like becoming extremely out of breath to the point where like, if this keeps going, I'm just showing up at the emergency room at this point. Like if I can't breathe, like I'm just, it's getting to that point, like sometimes at night. So it's been going on for months. It's like George Costanza said, I'm getting angry. I'm getting angry here. Getting angry. But that's what's been holding me back the most. Like people ask like, hey, where's the videos, where's the streams? It's just my energy has just been shot, like just absolutely through the floor. And it's a bummer. Like it's just such a bummer because nothing makes me happier than streaming and working on videos and stuff. So, and I keep hoping like, okay, this week's gonna be better, or this week's gonna be better, or we're gonna make a turn here, we're gonna make a turn. But not yet. So far, have I made that turn? My health feels a lot like it did in say like 2014 era, kind of in that like chunk of time where I just dealt with nonstop nonsense. There's just like one thing after another. I've had like relatively, I've had issues, but I've always recovered like back to kind of like baseline. But I just can't get back to like my baseline lately, and that's what's hard. That's what keeps me like from getting everything I want done. I'm so glad the season, Hermitcraft this season, is gonna like continue on for quite a while longer, because I still don't have a lot of the stuff done that I wanted to do. Like that's a big empty grass field of possibilities. So I'm glad the season's gonna continue on for a while longer. So that's good. So there's lots more fun stuff that I can get done. Even though I'm like super. Whoa, no, I don't want to throw that away. So yeah. So glad the season's still gonna go a little longer than season 9. I don't know, how long was season 9? Like I'm drawing a blank. It was season 9 felt like it was around 2 years, wasn't it? I feel like that would be the case. Around 2 years. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how. All I know is we have a good amount of time to do some cool stuff, build some amazing stuff. So I'm excited about that. Can work on that. I have such good ideas for when season 11 comes, guys. I've got some banger ideas. Now this season in particular, my idea for the season was the idea that I have for season 11. Even if you go back to an old, like either I was streaming or Azuma was streaming, and somehow Azuma just like worked, like all of a sudden I just started spoiling my base ideas. I was just having a conversation and I realized like, oh shoot, I'm spoiling my like entire base idea. People kind of like to have these things as a surprise, but so I kind of spoiled it. So this season was supposed to be that, what I spoiled on Azuma's stream, or my stream. I don't remember who was streaming. But I couldn't think of the starter base. And to me, a Minecraft starter base is essential to get people to understand what you are trying to achieve with your season, right? So for instance, like think about the last couple seasons I had, like the story of where we're standing, right, is this zoo. And the proprietor of the zoo, the goofy tycoon, goes around the world rescuing and collecting mobs on the zoo train, right? So all the little cars collecting mobs and bringing them back to the zoo, right? So that's kind of like, it kind of ties in its own kind of fun and interesting way, okay? So I'm trying to think how this works specifically. So yeah, my brain just like shut down for a second. So anyway, when I came up with the base that I want to do for season 11, I had a good idea for more of an end game state for the base. but I didn't have that essential part, and that was the starter base. Because I feel like if I don't have a strong starter base, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's hard for people to get excited about the base in the future. So if you gotta have that like really hook, like the Swaggin or Larry the Snail, of course. There's different things like that. 1 week into the season, it hit me like a firework in my brain. It just went boom.
Jayov tipped $50. Hi Scar, it's my birthday today and wanted to send you my gift, to say big thank you for the joy you bring to everyone here less than 3.
Jay, that's... First of all, happy birthday. Can we get a big happy birthday, Jay, in the chat? I want to see some spamming. So thank you so much for that. That's incredibly generous, and I want to wish you a very happy birthday. And there goes the chat. Come on, chat, get some birthdays in there. Come on, let's get some birthdays going. Very much appreciated, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. It's very generous of you. Very kind. And as I said before, have a happy birthday. So yeah, that base idea just exploded, right? Like in my head. So I know exactly what I'm doing for season 11. So when season 11 does come around eventually, you guys are in store for a really fun season. I also developed my season 12 base and my season 13 base. Those are all thought out too. And I still have no idea what the rest of the zoo is going to look like. But I do have a pretty good idea for season 11 and 13. Or no, I don't know how to count. 11 and 12. Already prepared. See, what happened was some of the ideas that I have in my head date back to when I joined Hermitcraft. Because sometimes sometimes I feel like there's like, oh no, if I don't have an idea, I'm worthless. So like I'll go on this like extreme brainstorming session. And I did that like years ago. And I mapped out like 8 different like season base ideas. And like for instance, the zoo I've wanted to do the zoo since like 2017. So it's kind of fun that we're finally getting to that. And maybe one of my other ideas that I came up with at the same time, like maybe we'll someday get to that. So it's those ideas kind of just sit in my head. They're not written down anywhere. They literally live in the back of my brain. So I have the season 11 base idea, and I have 3 other base ideas that can either go into a season 12, 13, or 14. So like those are all in my head. And I say like season this, and this in the future because I enjoy what I do. Like I don't want to stop doing. So I just keep coming up with ideas because doing YouTube, doing Minecraft, hanging out with my friends on Hermitcraft, like I love it. I don't ever want to stop. Like the only thing that would ever make me stop is my health, unfortunately. And as long as my health holds and kind of holds the line, then I can continue to do fun things and create fun stuff for you guys. So, yeah. Moonbase Alpha, never forget. Moonbase Alpha will come. Moonbase Alpha will absolutely come the day that I make my own Redstone Industrial District. Because that's what Moonbase Alpha was supposed to be, was my own little redstone kind of like testing grounds, if you will. So that's what Moonbase Alpha was. And I developed Moonbase Alpha's concept, like for its design, in season 4. And it's cool. Like the design of making like a moonscape was inspired by the the geysers that I designed in season 4 in the Yellowstone area that was attached to like Cub's base. That was it was inspired by that, and then kind of like, you know, doing some different things. So like not replicating that, but making it unique and different. So yeah, I'm always cooking, guys. I'm always cooking over here. So always come up with ideas. If only I had the energy to do any of the ideas that I have. I have more ideas than I have energy, unfortunately. And that is my current state of being. So what I'm doing right here, and I love this design, is taking carpet and then intermixing it around the azalea leaves, and it gives so much depth to the area. Like, look at how cool that looks. It just gives that whole area like a really nice kind of mossy depth, and I think it looks pretty nice. He's cooking. Did I tell you what my season 11 base is? Some of you guys already know. But you don't know the end game. You don't know the end game. I'm keeping that one. I'm keeping that one secret. I'm keeping that one secret. No, Tango's decked out. No. It'd be awesome if Tango built another decked out. That'd be fun. Decked out was amazing. One of the greatest survival Minecraft achievements of all time was what Tango did with decked out. I've said that in the panel, and I will say it again. It is, if it is, or it may be, should be, is, in my opinion it is, but I'm not the arbiter of what is great or not, but is the, in my opinion, the greatest like Minecraft survival achievement is decked out. It's just such a like an incredible thing that brought not only like us so much fun, but brought also the viewers a ton of enjoyment watching the progress and the learning and the everything. Like Tango has a great mind of creating these games. Like, I don't know, like I don't have that. Like I don't have that part of the brain. Like I just don't have that skill set personally. So watching these mechanisms come to life is so mesmerizing to me. Like I just look at it in like awe of magic and whimsy and wonder, because like I just don't have the brain to do that. So when I see it, it just looks like magic. It looks like magic to me. So it is really cool. Thoughts on Mumbo's Mumbo's base. Mumbo's doing a bang up job over there. He is he's inspiring in the sense that he's trying so many new things, and inspires you to be like, man, that's so cool. I want to try this. It could be completely unrelated. It's just, it's inspiring to make you like.
Hermits on a base, now or future seasons, who would you ask to work with?
Let's see. What was the question? If let me replay that because I missed it. Let me replay. Let's see. If you could collab with one of the hermits on a base, now in a future season. So I got this idea for my season 11 base, and I will be asking Tango for advice on something. I will be asking. So kind of that maybe, like I need advice for something that I'm going to be building as my like late game part of my base. I will need his mind to help me figure out a few components to it. So yeah, maybe that. I don't want to take him away from anything he's doing. I just need advice. Like I need advice. I need advice. I need that ingenuity, that mechanically mind of Tango's to help me solve a problem that I can't figure out. So yeah, the I'm trying to think of how I want to say it. So with my base, I think a lot of people think it's like Star Wars, and it's kind of loosely based on the aesthetic of Star Wars. So when you think of season 11, I'm not going to be building. There's not going to be like a TIE fighter or an X-wing or something like that. Jar Jar Binks might not be there, but it's kind of that aesthetic. So think about Star Wars to me has always been a property that both takes fantasy and sci-fi and kind of blends them together. You know, it's kind of its own little thing, and it's so unique in its styling, and that's what I want to achieve, is that like that style, right? You know, who knows? Maybe there will be a Jar Jar Easter egg, because Jar Jar is the best Star Wars character. We all know that, of course, but they're not going to be like Star Wars specific things. It's just more of like a fantasy in the sky type of design. So that's kind of the vibe that I want to go with it. Like we built kind of the Death Scar this season for our shop, and that's fun for like a shop, but for a base, like it needs to be a little bit more unique and original. So that's where it's kind of like sci-fi in space, that kind of fantasy vibe to it. So it's not like, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. Jar Jar's mid? No, Jar Jar's the best. Jeez, come on now. Jar Jar's the best. Jar Jar fireflies. The Q&A Scar, do you watch Formula One? No, I always thought Formula One ooh, what was that? I always thought Formula One looked fascinating with the cars like, but I've never watched it. It always looked kind of fun. It's one of those things I think basketball is so much more fun to watch in person than on TV.
Pretty sure this has been recommended to you before, but on the subject of that style, check out the TV show Firefly and its movie Serenity. Ooh. It has a sci-fi meets Wild West aesthetic that I think you'd really enjoy.
Ooh, that's the design. I absolutely love that design. So that's kind of the vibe that I want to like create. So yeah, I will check that out. I will check that out. Scar, I cannot speak today. The Jar Jar tattoo win. Could you imagine? Just one day I come on stream and I'm like, oh. I try to pull down my sleeve and I just punch myself in the stomach. Take two. I'm so weak. I really thought that was gonna like pull down in dramatic effect. This has been a huge failure. But can you imagine if I pulled down my sleeve, if my sleeve was pulled downable and there was like a giant Jar Jar tattoo? Oh my God. There's gotta be someone out there that has a Jar Jar tattoo. Let's go up in free cam, just take a peek, see how we're looking. Ooh, this is looking nice. I like this. It needs that stone. It needs stone 100%, and I think the stone would look good like right in this area here. And then we'll add trees and it'll all blend together. So we're on like layer 2 of 4. Let's see. Is this season going to be on the Minecraft Marketplace? Azuma's the marketplace man. He's the marketplace guy. He figures all that stuff out. It's all very complicated. But I would assume so. I assume so. But Sir Azuma would be the best person to ask something like that, because he kind of heads that up, because he has all the tech that goes around in his brain. My nose. So yeah, I would assume so, but that's Azuma's thing. Have I seen Blade Runner? I have not. I've never seen that. People always talk highly of it.
Hallowed_animations cheered Dex 300. I mean, I have the Life series Drippy Hearts as a tattoo.
Really? Wow, that's cool. I know it's just so much. That's cool. Blade Runner is worth a watch. Now Harrison Ford is in Blade Runner, correct? Google that people do have Jar Jar tattoos. Now I'm concerned for their sanity. Oh, Jar Jar. You know. Where's my Jar Jar action figure? It's not here. Where's my Jar Jar action figure? Are you thinking gritty, scrappy, sci-fi aesthetic? A little bit. It is in that vein, but I still feel like Star Wars like transcends that even more, like in more of that like fantasy style. So it's more of like fantasy in space is what I'm trying to achieve with the design that I want to go with. Finnegan stole it. Oh, Mr. Finnegan, you better not have stolen my Jar Jar toy. Star Wars but whimsy? Yes. Perfect. I love it. There you go. That's the aesthetic. Star Wars or space whimsy. That's the aesthetic of our base. Space whimsy. I love it. A lot of what I want to design with this is basically like a movie. It's basically like Scar Worlds. A tale as long as time. Space but whimsy. I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be fun. I think people have fun with it. One thing I've noticed just in general about Minecraft over the years is that Minecraft has a lot of it's had a lot of trends in building and style, if you will. There was an era where building things in a very like modern fashion was very trendy in the early years of Minecraft. I remember being on a server. I was like trying out a server. It was like a public server. Some people asked me to come on. It turns out they were just using me to promote their server, but I was too dumb and gullible back then to realize that. Anyway, long story short. Anyway, I just thought they wanted me to play with them. Turns out they were just looking for me to promote their server. Oh, I don't even think I'm any less gullible, but whatever. Anyway, when I was on there, there's always a conversation that always struck me. Was there were two kids, right? And they were, one of them was, how do I phrase this? They were arguing about who's the better builder, and one of them goes, "Bro, you can't even modern." And then the kid tried to make like a modern structure, and they were like just talking about like building modern in Minecraft was like the hardest thing possible to achieve. Now, granted, I'm not entirely sure if Quartz was out by then, because Quartz changed the way we built modern structures in Minecraft. Prior to Quartz being introduced to the game, the only way to achieve like a modern kind of like white aesthetic was to use snow or wool. And if you go back into the old Minecraft texture system, they weren't always the best looking. So it was tough. Anyway, so in that era, there was a lot of, am I missing a light pole? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing a light pole. Bruh, where's my pole? The pole snatcher that struck. The pole snatcher. Have I never had a pole here? How have we never noticed that I did have a pole there? How do you lose a pole? These are big poles. How do you lose one? How do you not? Wow, that's crazy. I wonder if I actually forgot or the pole got up and walked away. What the heck? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm missing a pole. Anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about Minecraft style. That threw me. So like Minecraft has had so many styles, right? And I find it so fascinating that over the course of time, there's been so many different trends, and Minecraft will add a block, will sometimes influence a specific trend. Say, for instance, when copper was introduced, we saw an explosion of kind of like old-timey things, steampunk, stuff along those lines, was a huge influx in that architectural style when we got
Gaming
copper.
X300, someone must have grabbed the pole and ran off with it. They are very light after all.
Yeah, that's insane. And you know what? I noticed that, like, you know, even like say like a YouTuber can also influence a style. Like say like a certain influencer might design. Oh, did I use the word influencer? Oh, I'm so sorry. Stream's over, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I did that. Oh, I'm done. I'm done. We're done, guys. We're out. I can't believe I used that word. I don't want to be associated with that word. I'm so sorry, but can't. I won't. I can't, guys. I'm so sorry. Please accept my apologies for using that word. I don't know where it came from. Oh my god. Please. Oh my god. Are you guys mad at me? Are you guys mad at me? I know, how could I? I feel gross. Nothing makes me more mad than that word. I don't even know how that came out of my head. Nothing makes me more annoyed than when people use that word, because I hate when people try to push, when they try to like influence or push stuff on people. Like, oh my god, I want to show you this water bottle. Like I just got it. I mean, I didn't get it from a brand, but I got it.
Or is it always a random seed?
Hate it. I'm perfectly fine with people doing, like, say on YouTube or whatever platform it is. If you do an ad, perfect. You know, you're probably supporting your family with that ad. But as long as you disclose that ad, if you disclose it to your viewers up front and say, hey, we're doing a commercial break, and then you can go into that and a viewer can say, hey, I'll watch or I'll skip. You know, you have the option. Do I listen? Do I skip? You're perfectly free to do that. When somebody does something where they like, I just absolutely love this brand, it's just like the best. But when they are being paid and given it, that's what drives me freaking crazy. And people who do that often call themselves influencers, and I hate it. I despise that side of YouTube. I've been watching YouTube for a very long time, and I've been doing YouTube for a very long time. And the amount of like scammy, grifting nonsense like that is at an all-time high, and it frustrates me. Because if you do YouTube, and especially for some of the larger channels that have like large production budgets, they still need to do ads, and they do them, and that's perfectly fine as long as they disclose it. And most people realize, like, by law, you have to disclose these things, and that's good. Just disclose. The viewer can choose to watch and or not. They can skip it, whatever they want to do, and that's fine. That's whatever. It's just that those people that, like, especially YouTube Shorts and TikTokers are the absolute worst. Because YouTube went through the gauntlet back in like 2014, I'm gonna say, somewhere around there, when a lot of people weren't disclosing their ads, and then there was a whole FTC like crackdown and stuff. I predict in the next year or so there's gonna be a huge crackdown on like YouTube short creators and like TikTokers who are given things like that, or even like paid to do some like promotion of something that they're in. Like all that stuff has to get disclosed. It's super frustrating. They'll have the reckoning. It'll come. It will come. So that's why I despise that word, because it's associated with that kind of like a mentality and attitude, and it frustrates me. Frustrates me a lot. Because as I always say, like if you know, if I'm promoting like Factor, which is a sponsor of the channel, it's disclosed in the description. It's disclosed at the start by like, hey, we're going to an ad break, you know, like, so you know, like, oh, there's an ad. Should I watch it or not? Now I make my choice as whatever, like, you know. It drives me crazy. So I went on a big rant there over just nothing. And I mean, yeah, commercial breaks can be awesome. Like, take for instance B-dubs. B-dubs put so much thought and energy into the ads, so people, like, maybe the person doesn't even care about the ad, but they watched the ad and they had a little laugh or a hoot. Remember when B-dubs dabbed with a rake?
I'd appreciate your advice. I've circulatory/oxygen problems since last year's head surgery. What tests should I consider? Neurodoc says, not related.
Well, I can't offer you real medical advice. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that. But what I can tell you to do, and it's something I tell any of like friends or family, is that one, you're in charge. You're in charge, right? It's your body, it's your health. You're the one living in your body, and you have the right to go and ask for second opinion. If you feel like something's up and you want to get second opinions or third opinions, you're perfectly willing to do that. Unfortunately, I get it. Like, that adds time, exhaustion, cost, and stuff like that. But it's extremely important, in my opinion, to, when able, to always try to get a second opinion, especially when you're not getting anywhere with your primary like doctor that's looking at the thing that you're dealing with. There's so many times where either that it's happened where you've gotten a second opinion and it's changed everything, or you look back and you really wish you were you really wish you would have gotten a second opinion. So if you feel like you're not getting anywhere with your doctor, you feel like you need to see somebody else, like please do. Like a lot of people feel like their doctor is God. Like once the doctor has spoken, the word has been proclaimed through the land. And it's no, like if you don't like what's going on there, you can go somewhere else and you can say, hey, you know, go somewhere else. Say that this person's not working for you and you need to see somebody else. You have the right to do that. So that's what I would say. And I absolutely wish you the best. And a small thing for people out there, this is something to remember if you're there with yourself or if you are with a family member. This is very important. Not all hospitals are like this, and I only know of this in the United States. But there's a thing called rapid response. In an emergency, nurses, say if you're inpatient, can activate this, and a lot of times it brings people down from. It depends on the institution. Very much depends on that. But it'll bring. I know at UCSF they brought like ICU nurses, and there was a doctor team involved there. Same with like hospitals up and more in the Northwest too. And then some small hospitals might, be smaller groups. Regardless, some institutions now allow you or a family member to activate something to that extent. So if you feel like you're seeing a change and altered, like there is a change in yourself, your loved one, and you're not getting listened to, which sadly happens, and not always by malicious intent, but because nurses can be extremely busy. They got like 6 patients and like, and they're like, you look fine on the monitor. I got this other patient, they're yelling and this person needs their medicine. Like sometimes that happens and it's unfortunate. But you can call, I forget what they call it. Like, I'm drawing a blank, but you can call something like that and it'll bring, at some institutions, it's growing across the country at more and more hospitals, but it'll bring like the charge nurse, it'll bring a few people to your room and to get an evaluation of your current status. And that's valuable for the sense that a lot of times if you go to the hospital, the nurses and doctors don't know you and they don't know your current, baselines. And they might not realize that somebody's baseline might be dwindling and they might not be taking that serious enough as they should. And a family member can say, hey, this is not how X, Y, or Z acts. Something's wrong. And they can usually, like having a family member do that, can usually ward off something that might be happening. And they can be like, oh, shoot. Yeah, this is like an early onset of something that without a family member really seeing those little tiny starts of it, before it becomes like a big issue. So yeah, so that's something to always keep in mind. Like you got to advocate for yourself because more and more and more nurses and doctors are stretched further and further thin. And if you don't have like somebody hanging out with you in the hospital, it could be extremely serious because like I said, it's not doctors and nurses' fault in most circumstances. It's that they're stretched so thin that things like that can like fall aside, fall. And so by activating that, if you see an actual emergency that you feel like is happening, it can't be like, oh, I have a headache and I need like some Tylenol and they haven't brought my Tylenol. It's that this person is acting extremely different and they are declining in a way that you've never seen before. And you need somebody to look at them immediately. So keep that in mind.
Squidbites tipped $3. Hey Scar, just came back from grocery shopping while walking. They were so heavy, I can't lift my arms, ha ha. Glad to chill out with your stream.
I have to ask, when you were a kid, did you try to carry as many grocery bags in the house as you could to be like, Mom, look, got all the bags. Come on, you guys have to do it where you pretend like I got all the bags. I did it all. Now, if you carry one, you're like, oh my God, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Where's the couch? You did that? Yeah. We used to have like I've always lived in a hilly area, so we always had a lot of stairs. I remember carrying up those bags with those all those bags up those stairs. Oh my God. I don't know how I did it. Can't even walk a step these days. I don't think we stopped doing that. Yeah, as a kid, you're like 12 years old and you're like, you got every bag. You got every bag. Got the cat litter around your neck. You're just like, I did see somebody mention like a patient advocate. That's also a thing. So a patient advocate can be somebody if you're having a non-emergent thing happening, like something's not working out, somebody's done something, you can have like a patient advocate look into an issue. But that's like not what exactly what I was saying. That's more of like dealing with an issue, not more of like an emergency or a change in like, you know, a change in your medical status. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any of those help, but I just say, like, for people, always try to have somebody there with you. It's super important if you're in the hospital. Not everybody does, unfortunately, but hospitals do. Some hospitals do provide what they call like sitters. They're kind of, it's kind of a availability as is, but like if you have a family member and you can't be there with them, you can have like a sitter be there. Now, like I said, not every hospital has this, but it is something to look into if you can't be there that day, or you're in another state, or, you know, some distance away, depending on where you live. Like, try to look into that. That's another great option. Sometimes that's a volunteer, sometimes that's a medical assistant. Why don't I like having flowers in a train? Well, there are flowers. They're just strategically placed flowers. I don't like flower spam in Minecraft in general, and I've never liked the yellow and red just spammed out flowers. I've always thought that that was never like a good way of doing flowers. Flowers in Minecraft are also so like garishly bright, like that bright yellow and that bright red, and it really takes away from like the overall vibe. Now you can see their flowers. There's flowers here, but they're all strategically placed to blend in as they probably would be more in real life than they are in Minecraft's natural generation. So there are flowers. It's just I don't like flower spam because it distracts from the eye and becomes very spotty. See, like if you have just a couple little spotted flowers around, it's not really natural. Like flowers often will kind of like, they'll kind of, if I could show you a particular, I'm trying to think. This isn't a great example because this is still a work in progress flower patch. But these ones are a little better. Oh, here we go. This is a more natural flower like state, like something like this, just a little peppering of natural flowers through an area. And these of course are more like a garden variety flower. And like this, right? That's like a peppering of flowers that would look more in a natural sense. That I like. What I don't like is just the spamming scatter flowers that go around. That is a huge no, and it's always been that way. I've always despised it. I've never liked that. And one of the things, like, I don't think Minecraft ever heard my pleas, but one of the things that I've wanted forever was flowers that could be stacked like pickles or candles, where you can take them and decide how many you want on the block. And when they added the pink petal, was this the work of Doc? Was this the work of Doc? Unbelievable. 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 But as I said, I love this, and this is something that I've wanted in the game forever. Was the ability to stack Minecraft flowers like Minecraft candles or pickles. You can add them to the block. So that's a huge change. And what I do not like, as I said, is the scattering And also the size and scale of flowers I've always had a huge issue with. Because if you are making a garden, it's why I use coral. See, this just drives me crazy. This just looks like somebody's crayon pack just melted here. It's oh god, it's just too much for me. Anyway, you can see how this looks so like small and boring on the actual block. I wish they'd go in here and make them a little bit more full and make them a little more centered on the block. It just looks awkward. I get why that they do this, where they have them slightly staggered. I get that's slightly more realistic, but it just looks wonky, especially if you're trying to do anything like structured. Like, look at that. It doesn't make any sense. It annoys me. I don't like it. And they're so bright. They're so bright on the landscape. Now, can you make this work? Yes. In certain context, you can make this work, right? If you pre-plan your design and you work in this, it'll look good. But just randomly taking the flowers and stacking them around, that's what does not look good. They're so bright too. I wish we would tone it down a little bit on the brightness. Adam, make them more full. So yeah, it's a tough. You know what? I'm gonna say I saw this the other day when we were over fishing at Sir B-Dubs. B-Dubs did a good job with those yellow flowers somewhere. I know I saw him. I was like, where was it? He had a spot. He had a spot over here. Oh yeah, here we go. This little patch is nice. Like you can see, it's very well designed, right? If you're in kind of an open clearing, so you're the heck. So if you're gonna have like flowers, right? This makes a lot of sense. So you have the flowers in this field here. This is in a field, so you have a lot of sun. Flowers need the sun. So this makes sense. If you had a bunch of those yellow flowers all scattered through the forest here, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't look good. The yellow would distract. Your eye is going to go to that color. It's not going to go to the earthy colors of the greens and the browns and things. It's going to go straight to that red. It's going to go straight to that yellow, and it's going to distract from the beauty of this forest. That is why I hate flowers. That's leprosy? Who's a good little leprosy? Who's a good little leprosy? Hello, leprosy. Who's a good little leprosy? Hello. Wait. Yeah, I almost let him out. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, hi, Katie. Is this place still rigged to blow, by the way? Is this place still rigged? Oh, it's not anymore. Oh my god, I was like, is this place gonna blow on me? Oh. Climb, you're going crazy. Anyway. So I hope that explains my frustration with flower ham. It's horrific. It's horrific. Like, let me know. Like, if you disagree with me, that's more than welcome. Like, but that's how I see flowers, and that's how I design my stuff. Either it's going to be this very manicured, really thought out like flower bed design, or I'm going to try to achieve like what I perceive as like a natural occurrence of flowers in the wild. I do not like spam. They're messy. Yeah, I agree. And I think they're making strides in the right direction. I've tried to make this very clear for whatever voice I have to make flowers better in Minecraft. And I think there is some like movement. We got the yellow wildflowers coming. We have the pink petals. The sniffer flowers are fantastic. So like the direction that Minecraft flowers are moving is in like the great direction. Like I'm all for where it's going. Like where we're going, full steam ahead. Whoop, whoop. It's going to be amazing. What do I think about leaf litter? I've seen it in the game. I've seen it. I think it'll be useful. I think there'll be some uses for it. I'm thinking, I think it'll be great for abandoned things. I think it'll be great for like graveyards, little fall scenes, pathways. I think it'll be okay. I think it's not something I'm like, oh boy, we're getting leaf litter, but I think there'll be use for it. I think there'll be use for it. How do I make color stuff for my builds? I never went to school for art or anything, so I go off a lot. I go off mostly off vibe. Like some people will like get out and get wild with like color theory and charts and plans and all this stuff, and man, I'm just over here just going off vibes, honestly. I'm just going off vibes. Does this look right? Does this feel right? I go off a lot of like, if somebody asks me sometimes like how to build or do something, I'm like, I don't know. Let's see if the vibes are right. Let's just see if we can make the vibes work. You know, that's usually how I go. Now, these I think are cool sunflowers. These are special sunflowers. These are custom sunflowers. Look at how big they are. Look at that. And they're slightly like a little bit askew. I've always thought the sunflowers were ridiculously underscaled. Like, look at how thick the stem on the natural sunflower is versus the actual flower. The real flower needs to be at least this size. The scale of it has always been so off to me. And the color. I think if this was designed like today in Minecraft, I think the designers would have made that stalk a lot darker. I think they would have made it a lot darker in color. It's a little too neon. It looks like when I was painting and I was like the green paint, and I think they would have darkened it, made it a little less fluorescent, and I think the flower up at the top would be substantially bigger. I don't think you need to get as crazy as say this one in front of me here, but something along the lines of this looks far more scaled than that. Like if you're familiar with sunflowers, those are big honkers. Those things are huge. Yeah, let's go bees. Let's go. So yeah, that's an improvement I would make to that for sure. And I think the same goes for rose bushes. Some of these are difficult to envision without an actual visual aid of what the difference would be. I think this would also look slightly different if they designed these today. I think they would be a little bit darker and a little less vibrant-y green. So yeah, that's my frustration with flowers. I think they are going in the right direction, and I think it's okay to have that little pop of color, but as B-Dibs demonstrated very well, that's how you do it within your builds. If you were standing here in the Scarred National Forest and you saw a bunch of like red and yellow, your eye is always going to go directly to that spot, not to the earth colors that we've devised in here. It's always just going to go to that red and yellow because it's that too primary, it's too bright, and it's no good. No good, my friends, no good at all. No good at all. That's why we despise it. We did a lot of work today, but I do not want to continue any longer for fear of my breathing. Ketchup and mustard flowers. That is very true. So my friends, thank you so much for coming out today. Remember, today is the last day for the jelly merchandise. There's a link in the description. So we get super sweet jelly merchandise. I'm ranting about flowers, and I have like the most beautiful flower pattern shirt. I love that. I love that. That's so funny. But yeah, there's sweatshirt shirts. There's also stickers. There's buttons, things along those lines. Lots of things for everybody. So if you wanted something, remember Jelly Buy, there is a link in the description. You can check that out. Thank you guys so much for the support on it. It's very much appreciated. I hope you guys have enjoyed the hats for the subscriber badges. Epic did a good job on those. It's taken me far too long to actually get them complete, or get them up, that is. So it's very nice to have them up, and I hope you guys like them. They're super, super fun. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's much appreciated. And as I said, remember, click the link below and check out the jelly merchandise. Just one more day left. And yeah, you guys are amazing. And thank you so much for the support. Well, I've been kind of on the rougher end of health. It's appreciated. So I appreciate you guys always being there. I always think, oh, it's been weeks since I last uploaded. Will there be anybody there when I upload again? And you guys always are, so I appreciate that. So that means an absolute ton. So as always, thank you so much. So yeah, thank you guys. So we're gonna raid the Jevster. Wow, they really changed the way the raids work on this game.